Welcome to Pivot Happens, the plucky little podcast that could, with Anne Kingston and denMeer.
Welcome to the Pivot Happens podcast, episode 6, Finding the Prettiest Nuts, with special guest Joanie of the Smashing Plate Food Styling.
Now we're going to start, this is new episode with special guest Joanie Homrich of the Smashing Plate Food Styling. And Joanie,
Cool.
yeah, the Smashing Plate, that's her company. And
I didn't know that was the name of it. That's a cool name.
and Joanie has, how long have you been doing food styling?
16 years.
Wow.
16,
Wow.
17-ish. Took
Yeah.
a while to take off, for
Yep.
sure.
So that's it's interesting because when we had Laura on, we talked about Jen and Laura both being archaeologists. And
That's crazy.
I know, and that they're both in this field now. We're doing what we do, and it's different, and the pivot that came to get there. And I know that you have a couple of pivot stories that we're kind of hoping you could share with us tonight and talk about. Starting with, you want to tell us about the pivot that got you into food styling, because you didn't start there.
No, I tell this story a lot because everybody always asks how to get into food styling. It's so unique. What do how do you do it? What do you do?
Do you want to take just a second and kind of talk about what food styling is? Because I have a feeling there's probably a lot of people who are like,
in a short definition, when you see a Burger King or McDonald's commercial and you see that Big Mac and it looks so appetizing and the sauce is perfect and the bun is perfect, and then you get it and it's slop in a box, that's what I do. I make you want to go buy it. I make you want to go eat that food. In anything. I mean, I have huge clients all over. I mean, basically all over. I'll go anywhere for whatever. And
But it's so crazy. Like, you do things like you have to count how many sesame seeds are on a bun. I mean, those sesame seeds are each placed on there individually. It's so
it's
pizzas. The number of pepperonis on a pizza for a
and you
commercial.
can only cut through 2.
Oh,
You can only cut through 2 pepperoni.
I mean,
so you have to place some. You have to do a cheese pull on a pizza. A lot of large chain pizza restaurants I do. You have to place special cheese on where you're going to cut it after it comes out, place cheese over the cuts, put it back in the oven, bring it out so that and then you got to do it like now, and then you go pick a piece up and you get the cheese pull. It's all programmed in. I mean, it seems easy, like at home you get pizza and you lift it and it's great, but does it look good? Is it right for camera? It's everything you do. If I do cornflakes, a cereal shot, you're sorting through cornflakes to find the prettiest cornflakes. If you're doing something with nuts, you're sorting through all the nuts to find the prettiest nuts. You're constantly sorting and sourcing pretty food because you don't want to have anything.
On a certain big ice cream job, one job was picking the little cookies out of the ice cream. Then the next job was picking the little chocolate chips out of the cookies in the ice cream.
Yes, because think about how it looks when you look at it up close big on a screen. It has to look perfect. That was a long time ago. Things have changed, and now it's kind of nice because it is more realistic. It is more
Natural.
homey, natural, flour on the table. Certain clients are really weird about food on a surface or whatever, but a lot of them are okay with it. But it's more like, this is how real people are. This is how I cook at home. My kitchen's a disaster when I cook, and not that we're at a kitchen or whatever, but yeah. So you set the food up, you plate it, you cook. I shop it first thing in the morning. I'm at the grocery store every single day. I make my list in order of aisles because I know all the aisles except that one big Midwestern chain constantly changes their store, and none of them are ever the same. So you don't really know where you're going. Mostly by section, like produce, meat, condiments, whatever. You shop it on your way to work, 5:30 in the morning. You get to work. At the job I'm on now, I drive an hour and a half one way every day. So I'm in the car 15 to 16 hours a week. Shop the job, get to work, unload it, prep it, cook it, plate it, and then a photographer shoots it. So that's what I do now for a long time. And I still love it. I love the variety. I love the different clients. I love the different people. I love the people I work with everywhere. Everybody's very kind. There are some high maintenance clients, but not bad.
And now your
But
son
I
is
got,
joining you and assisting you,
yes,
and actually
yes,
kind of working on his own a little bit more.
he's really working on his own. Yes, a lot. Um, and he's good at it. He really
Yeah.
is. I honestly thought my other son would have been the one that would have
Yeah.
done it
Yeah.
because he's very creative and he's a good cook too, but he has a good job and Anthony needed help and I needed help. So now he's doing pretty good. He's going to be with me for the next month pretty much. But I always want to do something with food. That was my goal. I don't know if it's from like I don't know where I got it, but I always liked food. And I could always cook pretty well except when I burned the house down.
Well, yeah,
That was
there
a
was
bad
the
one.
house fire.
There was the house fire when I was 15. But we were the most popular girls in high school because we lived at a hotel with a pool in the middle of winter, and everybody came to our room. But then it was over, and we weren't popular. Anyway, I wanted to do something with food. I didn't know what it was. I knew I didn't want to own a restaurant. Chef would be fun. I don't know. But I graduated from high school, and my dad started a business the same year, and he said, "Can you just help me this summer? Just pay bills. You can do payroll. I'll teach you, we'll figure this out." Yes, I will. But I'm going to school for something to do with food. I'm doing something with food. And he said, okay. Well, that turned into 2 years.
Oh,
And he's
wow.
like, you're really good at this. Why don't you go to school for it? So I went to school for accounting. And then I got met my husband. Well, I didn't meet him. I knew him since seventh grade, but we reconnected and I got married. And then we had kids, and now we're, young couple, can't change careers. We need all the money we can get to buy a house, do it. We had a house, whatever. So I got stuck in it. And working for my dad wasn't the best because you either have a dad or a boss, and it was way more boss. So I thought, I'm going to leave here. Plus, I want to be valued a little more. So I went to another company and then I changed accounting jobs maybe 5 times over the course of 15 years there and always gaining, always better. And then the last job I was at before I quit, I was controller and then they hired a CFO above me, which they didn't really need, but they did. And then they realized they couldn't afford both of us. So they let me go. They laid me off. And
Tell everyone the awesome reason why.
I don't remember. I think I blocked
Oh,
it out.
oh, they said
Yeah.
because he has a family to support. Like
Oh,
you
did they?
didn't. Yes, because he's a man, breadwinner.
He's man and they're very Dutch, and that doesn't mean it. Cut on that one.
Because the rest of the world doesn't understand that.
No, they don't. No, because that isn't true to all Dutch. Anyway, so I went home and I remember it was morning and I just left and they're like, "It's not you, it's not you. We just can't afford both, or we're not doing great. You did everything great. We love you." And all of them called me, the owners, and then yeah, I won't go into that. I called my husband and I had a feeling it was coming. I knew something was coming. And he came home from work and met me, and I was, of course, sobbing. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. What am I going to do? He's like, why don't you take all those food styling books up in the bedroom and study them and try to do that? And I said, really? He's like, yeah, try it. Now the kids are, 15 years ago, so they're late high school. So I did. And I thankfully have a cousin in the industry. She does hair and makeup, but we're all intertwined. There's the people in this field are like there's 3 of us in all of Western Michigan, 3 food stylists that people will call because we're the experienced ones. Same with hair and makeup. There's a handful. Same with producers. Same with everything. They're all unique to this field, and it's a very unique field. And you know everybody, even if
Yeah.
it's a different state. You know everybody because it's
And
so
you've
small.
got to be real careful because
Gotta be real careful. You
you
can
do
burn the
not.
bridge hard and
Yeah.
fast. I know a lot of people that have done that, and a few currently that have been doing it for years and are out of work because of issues with them. So I called my cousin, and she hooked me up with a few people. None of them called me back except this one saint, and I'll say her name, Michelle. And she called me right away and she's like, all right, come on, you can come with me. She actually paid me out of her pocket. Like, she didn't get the bill for me, but she paid me. You want to come and do this? Want to come and assist me? And by this time, I'm an adult, clearly, and I know how to cook. And I have this thing in my brain. I always try to say it. It sounds really weird, but I can visualize or taste how something is going to taste when I think about ingredients. I know it has to go with what, and I know the outcome, which doesn't really help in this job. I probably should have been a chef for that, but whatever. But it does help in this industry too, in this world too. Anyway, I went with her to a few places. We went to a job in Pennsylvania, which was crazy. We're a lot alike, except she doesn't drink wine and I do. But that's great.
Somebody's got
We
to drive.
Someone's got to drive, and not that I drink that much. Now I'm sounding crazy, but um, she got me into this big company I work for in Michigan now, and I was there for many years. And I wasn't there for many years. Now I'm back there, and I do love it. But if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have this career because
Oh,
people are so protective
Yeah.
of, because it is a freelance job. You
Mhm.
are fighting probably for jobs that other people want, that you want. But I have a lot of factors to bring to the table, as does my friend Michelle, where you're just like, let it roll off your back. We're not competitive. People call, and people always call back. And the people that aren't like that really aren't working much anymore because they're not
That's just it. I mean,
nice.
that's that positivity of Michelle, and that because
Yes.
she doesn't believe in scarcity, because she doesn't
yeah.
believe
No,
that by sharing, it's like, no, sharing just multiplies everything. Because you can't do
exactly.
everything. You
You
can't do every
can't,
job.
especially when there's three of us. That's
Mm-hmm.
it. We're all getting called for the same job. So she was wonderful. We hit it off. We're best friends now. I talked to her 2 hours on the way here today. It was, I was gonna say something about her. I can't remember. Darn it. I don't remember what it was, but anyway. Yeah, so there were times in the beginning, as much as she could help me, obviously she's still trying to work too. I was taking on part-time accounting jobs. I was sitting in hotel rooms in Pennsylvania doing payroll for this dumpy construction company I was working part-time for, just to make ends meet, because freelance also means you don't get insurance, you don't get benefits, you don't get
Yeah.
401k, you don't get
Yeah.
anything. So I couldn't do it without Brian. There's no way, because he has the insurance, he has the stability, he gets a paycheck every week. I might not. And then you're chasing money all the time from clients. Like, some pay
Yeah.
really great, some you got to call 17 times, and there's 60-day payment terms. But anyway, I was doing all these part-time jobs. And it was interviewing for full-time accounting jobs on the side, because I'm like, this is not, it's not going to work. I'm not going to be able to do it if I'm not busy enough. And then something clicked and it changed in a month. And I have been busy ever since, until now, which brings us to present day. AI, CGI, computer generated images, all of this stuff. They're now all these big corporations. For one big corporation I work for in Michigan, in Western Michigan, Grand Rapids, they are now doing all of their product. They sell food and product for restaurant. All of it's AI.
They are?
Not all food. The food they're kind of shooting in-house. That's the other decline in our industry, is all the social media. A lot of these huge companies, like a big cereal company in Michigan, their only content is people like us shooting it in the store, shooting it at home, and that's what they post, because social media is everything now. It
Right.
isn't, print
Yeah.
Commercials
work.
aren't what they used to be.
Mm-mm.
I mean,
There's there's no print
I
work. You
never
don't
see
have
commercials
brochures.
anymore.
No, you don't. And if you do, you fast forward. There's just
Except to
no.
sell a drug. Already
Yes, true.
lately.
Yes. And then you may have a heart attack, die, nausea, vomiting, every bad thing you can ever think.
Yeah.
So right now, I'm at a crossroads again. I mean, where I'm at working a lot now, which thank God I have, I they're also very heavily exploring AI and CGI. Like, everything we do for real, they want all the pictures to try and create something because it's a big savings for them. I mean, a
Yeah.
crew, okay, I'm on a video at this place for 3 weeks, starting next week. I have an assistant. There's a set stylist. She does all the props, the pans, the table, the flat lay it's called. She does all that. There's a lighting person. There's two lighting people. There's the grips. The grips are all the exactly what they are. They move all the heavy stuff. They bring the carts in. They do. It's a crew of about 13 people for a video that's going to go on the internet of how to something, whatever, and no one's ever going to see. But I'm guessing the budget on something like that's a couple $100,000, maybe more. I'd say more with all of us and the video and the post work, putting it all together because we're shooting bits and pieces everywhere, and someone then comes in and puts it all together, which would be a hell job. We're talking a lot of money. So, as a corporation, a big corporate, huge corporation, they're going to be looking at ways to save money, and they're going to look at us first, and they're going to be like, that's why someone's always taking our stuff and AIing it or CGIing it. So they're going to be like, what's this going to look like?
So the graphic designers are making.
Yes.
Wow.
Behind the scenes, they're always.
So I forgive me for this dumb question.
No.
So I guess companies don't have to show real products.
Yeah, because it used to be that way, right? Legally.
If it's packaging, I don't do a lot of packaging. It's very low pay, very monotonous. I will do it. It really hones your skill in if you're getting loose because you're literally using tweezers to put a mixed vegetable bowl together. But those people are getting $10 a shot, or the photographer's getting $10. I'm getting $10, and you do 100 a day. It's not that I'm all about money, but it's certainly not the way I'd want to spend it. However, when I say that about the Big Mac, like I said earlier, that would be very hard to do with AI. But AI just takes a bunch of pictures and generates them, correct? Like you go to AI, I asked AI to make me a generic wine label for a shot I had to do, which ended up we couldn't use because whatever, legal. You can put things together that look pretty decent, but you can't make a tablescape of a turkey dinner or whatever with all the plates.
There'd be some weirdnesses. There'd be like a turkey leg in the bowl of peas.
Yep.
I mean, it's not that smart.
No.
Remember the time when you were trying to do something, Jen, with a camera in the mountains or something, and it made like a weird R2D2 camera out in the middle of the road on like in a mountain or something?
That was our boss that did that.
Oh, really? I thought you did that.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, it makes some wacky. And believe me, working with photographers every single day, well, obviously they hate it.
Yeah.
Obviously. And they'll try to get it to do stuff, and
wow,
it's pretty funny. It's not right.
No.
But it's the beginning of it, and that's what scares me.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great in 10 years, for which I'll be older and not working maybe. But that was the thing I loved about this career. I know so many food stylists that were doing it, that were in their 70s, 3 days a week, 2 days a week, pick up a decent amount of extra money on the side. Not on the side, I mean, obviously, but that I think that's going away. In 10 years, I don't even know. Everyone says you can't truly AI food, but a lot of it you can. Like a lot of work I do at a grocery store chain is just apples in a basket, and it goes online. And this is what, when you click on it on your app, this is what the apples look like. That's so AI. You could AI that like crazy. So I don't know what my next venture is going to be. Something better.
Well, I think you have, this kind of maybe throws a monkey wrench in this idea, but I always thought you could have taught food styling. Like you could have offered courses, or like with the culinary arts program. Because
I do that.
I know you do
I
that
do
sometimes.
that voluntarily for school. But yeah, it could. But
you could.
But what am I teaching? Who am I
You could
teaching
teach
to?
them though how to plate food.
Yes.
As chefs.
Yes.
You know what I mean? How to make food more appealing like that. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know either. We'll see. Only time will tell.
You don't have any thoughts of what you'd like to do?
Don't.
Really?
Build miniatures.
Well, I know your miniature obsession is strong.
That's why I'm here in Chicago right now, going to the
Oh,
miniature
right.
show. I'm pretty good at that, but is it a career? I have so many
For
fun things to do.
cookbooks, you could do cookbooks, I think, and you could do your own food styling.
That's cookbooks are a thing of the past. People don't buy cookbooks anymore. They go
I do.
online.
I
You
do.
for pretty, right?
I use some of my cookbooks. I love my salt, fat, acid, heat. I love my
Some people do, but most people just go online. I need to be a web
my
developer.
barefoot Contessa.
I could,
Although
I have some
I
ideas.
you know, because the way like I use cookbooks, and I think you two can because you both cook too, they're like more inspiration. Like it's kind of
Oh,
rare that I
definitely.
follow a recipe, and you bake. So I know that baking, you have to have a recipe. I mean,
Oh yeah,
trust
Oh
I'm
me,
yeah.
not a
I've learned
baker.
I'm not a baker either.
Yeah.
That's like
I had to make
chemistry. But
I
you
had to
bake
make
all the time for work.
macarons. I
Macarons?
have to, but I had to
Oh
make
yeah.
macarons and I had to make all these colors and what a finicky animal
Wow.
that is. And I probably made 100 batches and half were amazing, half were just like, I didn't do anything different. I did nothing different, but it's
But
chemistry. It-
I do think you're right about the cookbooks because even with baking, I either have my old family recipes
yeah, I do
that I
have
will
one of
always
those.
go to on the holidays, and those are my family recipes, or I go online and find something really cool and fun to
Yeah.
bake.
But could you
Yeah,
do online recipe stuff? I mean,
I
there's
could.
so
I
much.
mean, look at all the people that have all these sponsored recipe channels of baking. And I don't watch videos about baking unless it's on macarons when I want to see exactly what they're doing. And they are so finicky. You get one fold too many and they're not going to work. You do two folds too less and they're not going to work. It
Yeah.
is the most finicky thing in the world. I got pretty good at it, but I could show you a
Man,
picture.
if
But
you did like a recipe type thing online, I would just say make it so that the recipe's at the top. They do these
Oh,
articles
oh,
I
now, and it
know.
makes
It's
me
awful.
it
crazy.
drives me nuts. I
It is.
Like,
concept a lot of
And
why?
jobs too. And when I got to
Yeah,
hit
I
the
want the recipe.
show
I
me
want to
your
know what do I have to buy? What do I have to buy?
yeah,
and
I
then
don't
I
they've
don't have
got
time.
so much crap on them, so many ads and everything that they end up dumping. The page shuts down. It's like it's
yeah,
too much. I know.
I don't
But
care about
you
your
could
experience making it. I'm just tell me
also,
what you got.
I wonder. Yeah.
I'm good with ideas for other people. I what about like a YouTube channel where you help like the everyday person make their
Well, you
food
know what?
pretty?
That's funny because I work with a lot of millennials and a lot of younger people, and they always say, "How do you do this?" I'm looking for my macaron picture. Well, here's a good one. Well, I won't show. Um, how do you do? How do I know? Like, here's a thought I had. Don't anybody steal it. Well, I think there are things out here like this. You put in your ingredients that you have in your pantry or your fridge or whatever. I
Oh,
have these 7 things, and you put them in. What can I make? And all these things
Yeah.
populate.
Who's the
Yeah.
Milk Street guy? Christopher.
Yeah,
What's his
yeah.
last name?
I could
Ugh.
go look.
I have a cookbook of his that's called something like. Let me look here. Let me look here. Let's plug
What's in the
Christopher.
What's in the pantry?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
I mean,
I'm gonna take a different approach after we look at this and ask.
okay. I'm trying to find the macaron picture, but I'm not ever gonna be able to find it.
My question would be: Is okay? So if you put
cook what
yourself
you
in the
have.
shoes,
I'm sorry.
no,
It's Milk Street's Cook What You Have.
what you have, yep.
Christopher Kimball. That's his name. But that's the
Kimball.
idea. Yeah, that's the idea
Yeah.
of that book is what do you have in the pantry? Now,
Hold on,
not
Jen was gonna say
surprisingly.
something.
Oh,
No, no, we can finish and then you
okay.
can move on.
Oh,
Yeah, go ahead.
okay. I'm going to say here's the thing with his book. He has a certain aesthetic, and it's
Yeah, he
quite
does.
elevated. You know what I mean? Milk
Yes.
Street is quite rarefied and elevated, and I love that. I love it. Don't get me wrong. That's right up my alley. Oh, can we make the recipe more harder? Can we find ingredients that are? I have to go to 12 different stores to get the. I love that shit. Not everybody does.
I'd
So
Yeah.
probably do the opposite. I think the more ingredients, the
yeah,
more annoyed I get. An eighth of a teaspoon of this, eighth of a
Yeah.
teaspoon of that. It doesn't change the flavor of a pot of soup. I'm sorry. It just doesn't.
but
Yeah.
no. So if you did something that was a little more like realistic, right? You know, a little more like
Yes.
everyday person or a younger person who maybe
Yeah.
doesn't have that kind of interest.
For the person who doesn't want to spend an hour figuring out what they want for dinner and what to make, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I could also help play.
Well, this
I
is
mean, Anne.
totally changing the tone, but this is the more along the lines of, okay, so if you had to put yourself in the shoes of some of your biggest clients that are using the AI, okay, so if you just put yourself in their shoes and said, okay, what would be like, if you had your skill set, what would be another skill set that would make you like the unicorn? You know what I mean? That would make you see where I'm going?
Mm-hmm.
You're like, oh, we got to get her
Yes.
because she can do everything.
Well, actually, that is kind of what I have because I'm also very crafty.
Okay.
Like I do a lot more than most people would. Like I have all my woodcraft stuff. I have my 3D printer. I have label maker. I have all these things that people are like, oh, now they're like, I didn't know you could do that. Now I know you can do that. So now more people are coming to me with, can you make this with your 3D printer? Can you make it? And I can.
Okay.
And that
I mean,
helps.
would it
But
involve also understanding how to use AI graphically? Or no, you don't even want to go down that road.
well, here's the thing. I made the labels for the fake wine bottle. We have wine bottles. You can't use a regular label because of legal, because we didn't pay those people. So I made kind of AI generated in my own ideas wine labels that were very generic, super generic. Legal wouldn't let us use them because there was a graphic on there of like a wine, a grapevine or whatever, and somebody else made it.
Hmm.
So
That's going to be, I think that from the law side of things, AI is going to open up a serious whole new, you should go into law.
yes,
Let me tell you, go into law because that stuff
that's
is
very true.
stolen.
Because
It is stolen.
that's why legal won't let us use it at this
Yeah.
client place I'm talking about.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's like that's the problem with it. This is stolen stuff. And that's
Right.
why, I mean, on an
Okay.
ethical level, I don't care for it. And as a writer, it does bother me. I mean, it's terrible writing. And I know
Yeah.
it's like, we've said that
That's what
forever.
I
We can tell
call.
it.
Oh, you can't see out here.
Oh yeah, that was good. Wow.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yes,
It's
they're
bad.
so colorful.
Oh, yeah. I
Um,
mean, if you're writing and using AI, it's just a bunch of garbly
Oh,
Oh, you have to, when I did my, when I sent my thing in, they're like, is any part of this book written by AI? And I just feel like saying,
right.
can you
Yeah.
add an extra box that says, fuck no, as if I
but you
would
know how many
die
people
first.
do?
What?
Here's another
Oh,
one.
yeah, like some people do
Can't
that we know
see.
of. Ooh, fun.
That is pretty.
But what do they do? Yeah, like colleges. How are people writing term papers and stuff
Oh, I
with a?
know.
I mean, how
Well,
I okay. Here's a prime example of AI as it worked in my favor. Long story short. Total car. Only had it 2 years. Had to put a brand new $8,000 engine in it a year ago. Got the settlement from the insurance company. They were going to give me $6,000 for it. It had an $8,000 engine in it that had 20,000 miles on it. So it's basically a car with 20,000 miles on it. They gave me this. I'm like, I put in chat GPT. Can I say that? Whatever. I put in a
Yeah.
search chat AI search engine. Is this correct? Long story short, after lots of letters back and forth, there's something in everyone's insurance policy. It's called invoking the appraisal clause. So I went back to the insurance company and said, this is not fair. All these reasons why OEM engine installed by Ford, whatever. They came back and said, no, we're right. We're firm with our number. I said, well, I'm invoking my insurance appraisal clause. So I hired an independent appraiser. They have to hire an independent appraiser. They come together, try to arrive at a fair number. It was a crapshoot because I had to pay them 20%. And if those two can't agree, then they bring in a mediator and come to again, story short, I got $4,500 for my car. But the
Wow.
insurance company was only getting me $6,500. So I still owed on the car. I had to buy the car when all the used cars cost triple what they're supposed to cost. Had like 80,000 miles and it was $10,000 overpriced. So long story short, it won for me. It didn't
Wow.
cost me that much. And what made me so mad was the insurance company kept pushing back at me. No, it's right. No, it's fair. No, it's right. No, it's fair. Guess what? It wasn't. So how many people are losing out on stuff without even knowing? Only time AI helped. Not that it doesn't help me write. It does help you write and come up with good things to say, but
I'm sorry. It's been helping Anne with her mental health at work.
Well,
does.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, because because I have a really hard time. I was explaining this to somebody at work how, as an archaeologist, it's not that it's the communication between people that is what changes how you put. As an archaeologist, you have to be incredibly literal. You have to say this layer contained, and this was the measurements, and this is the degrees, and these are all of those pieces. So basically, somebody in 50 years can kind of, in a way, almost recreate what you have now excavated because you can never put it back in the ground.
no, right.
So
That is a crazy job. That's a job you never hear of.
everything is literal, very to the factual, to the point. So then get into corporate culture, and it's been a massive transition for me because I want to say what I want to say what I'm thinking. I want to say what I mean. I don't want to have to sugarcoat it. I don't want to have to twist it. I don't want to have to make it more palatable for whoever has to hear what I have to say. If I can't do the job the way you want me to do the job, I think I should be able to say, hey, I can't meet your expectations and this is why. But I'm finding and have found over the years, you just can't do that in corporate culture.
No.
No, that's a law. That's also a law hangover too, kind of thing where it's like, no, you're wrong. This is right. You're wrong.
We also, I mean, my company, it's been abundantly clear. You use AI, you become AI literate, or eventually your job performance will be affected by it. They haven't said that outright, but it's abundantly clear.
My husband is going through the same thing.
Oh,
Like,
really?
if you don't know how to do this, the AI is out there. It can help you. There's good tools to help you. He's been an engineer his whole life, 30 plus years. He doesn't need AI. It's engineering.
I know.
What does he need help with?
I just use it to write my emails.
Yeah. They're so convinced she uses to write emails, and so that people take it better.
So I can say, no, this is what you have to do, and this is why, and this is how I'm going to do this, so like it or leave it. And then I'll tell the AI, I'll prompt to say, please write this professionally and respectfully and with a little bit softer tone. And it'll generate me like 3 versions, and I'm like, okay, I like that one, and I'll tweak it a little bit. And
somebody sent me something the other day, and they sent me something terrible, and they said, I hope it flows okay or whatever. And I said, I'm going to ask AI, what if I say it did not in a nice way? So we did that little experiment. It didn't really help. It was like, I don't know, and it is an anathema to me. I cannot imagine, and I because writing to me is like almost like a religious thing to me. You know what I mean? It's so much a part of me, and the idea of like people who are idiots who decide to write a book and publish it, and it's so clear the whole thing has been generated by a bot. And I know they're not going to sell 1 million copies of this book. I know it's still terrible, but it's just like, I mean, and it's probably like how fine artists felt when graphic design and computer design came along. I mean, it had to feel pretty terrible, because it's like, so I'm old. I am old. You know what I mean? And it's like,
but I'd like to think that the readers of the books that you write, the readers of the books that I write, they want that. Yes. They're reading on purpose. They're reading.
I feel like all readers do. I know so many people in book clubs and everything. They're not going to read a book like that generated.
No. Yeah. Well, she needs to be careful because now that picture belongs to AI. So if somebody says, I want a picture of a kooky witch with red hair.
Does it really?
Yes, that's the thing. It takes everything.
Somebody's going to get more money for their car then.
Well, that's okay. See, I'm okay with that. But to me, it's like my law brain goes right to, I probably, if I sat down for a couple of hours, could have gotten you the same result. You know what I mean? Like, as AI would have on that, because that's just research. That's just, and honestly,
Yeah.
mine had more likelihood of being correct because of the problem with AI hallucinating, and telling you things that aren't correct. You got very lucky, and that's awesome. And hey, Ben, a certain person we know, I want to welcome, he uses it all the time for all kinds of
Mhm.
stuff and figures all kinds of stuff out with it and everything. I have that bit of a Luddite streak where I don't like things like that. I
I
like
do.
things, I don't spend much time on social media. I don't care for phones. I don't care for phones as a hobby. I don't, I'm much more digital, or not digital, I'm much more analog.
Not digital,
I'm
yeah.
non-digital, I am. And I know that and I'm not like I know some people who are annoyingly like that. I do have a phone and I do spend time on my phone. I enjoy looking at handbags, coats, and shoes on my phone too. And I think that I tell
To a
myself
fault.
that
I mean degree.
that doesn't count, but I know it does. No, but I mean, and I'm like, my social media issues go a little deeper because it takes me back to a time in my life, a really difficult time in my life, when that was the only connection I had to the world. And I sort of went through a harsh thing where I realized maybe it wasn't as real a connection as I thought. I think social media friendships are kind of, they can blossom
Horrible.
into other things. They can blossom into other things and stuff, but
They can, but they can also ruin things. Like my best friends that I thought were best friends ruin social media for me. I won't go on anything on Facebook anymore. I rarely go on anything because they're always posting stuff of all of them doing stuff together and I'm not included. Oh, we thought you were
oh,
working. Oh, we thought you're in
mm,
Chicago. But nobody
Mm,
asked me. So it's like
oh,
I'm over it. I was hurt so much, so many times. I'm like, I'm done.
oh,
I don't need it. I don't need
yeah,
it. And my little niece, she's 15, wants Instagram more than anything in the world. And her parents like, "Mm, when you're married or when you're out of this house and I'm not paying for that phone, go ahead. But right now, no."
yeah.
And she's like, everybody has it. And then my sister-in-law saw her daughter in a post of a friend's daughter whose mom lets her go on Facebook or Instagram. She lost her shit. She's like, when I say no Instagram, I mean your face is not on there. I don't want you in there. She talked to the mom. But yeah, I get it. She's a great parent for doing it. I mean, I didn't do it, but well, I did it. Anthony, my oldest son, is not on anything because for the exact same reason. He got hurt so many times
Hmm.
by people that all his friends that were his best friends doing everything, not including him. And it's like, you don't need that in your world. You just don't.
it has potential, I think, to be really destructive. And and for me, it wasn't even anything harsh like that. It was just more a feeling of emptiness toward it. It was like, do you really care about me, or do you just check in here and like my picture or whatever? You know what I mean? And I was going through really difficult times and stuff, and I get
Hmm.
that. And I don't even know if they had a clue I was going through. I would share things though and stuff, but it was like, it feels nice at first to have a bunch of people go,
Yeah.
oh, that's awful or
Yeah.
whatever, but then it's like, okay, you know what I mean? And it's like, I just really, and I think what is interesting, I think the youngsters are pushing away from it. I really do. I
Oh,
think
I
that
do too.
they're it's a very different thing for them. It's not such a that quicksand of,
Yeah.
it's all the
I'll,
olds now.
yeah, it is all the even my 28-year-old niece, 27-year-old niece, nephews, nobody, but they look at it like, oh my God, only parents are on Facebook, which is true,
Mhm.
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
Not
It's
me.
true though. I mean, my kids will say, "You're a Facebook mom," and I'll be honest with you, I'm not on Facebook nearly half as much as what it was years and years ago. Like what
Yeah.
Yeah.
you were
Oh
saying,
Oh,
yeah.
like
yeah.
using it, getting in touch with people. But now it's like, I don't really want to see.
I'd like to know the number of marriages that ended over Facebook. I know
Mhm.
so many people hook back up with the high school boyfriends or
That's
whatever.
actually a little that's kind of a little joke in my book that,
Hmm.
Oh,
when
really?
yeah, when her friend first gets in touch with her in the beginning of the book, her old friend, when she calls her other friend about it, she's like, oh, this isn't one of those old boyfriends on Facebook who found you.
Hmm.
Like,
Uh,
no, oh, I know.
but
I
if
Oh
you
my
just,
think
goodness,
about
I
it,
don't know.
if you think about it, I mean, this is the big, the podcast is about pivoting, and AI is probably the big pivot the big,
It really is.
In
big
so
pivot.
many industries and
It
everywhere,
is.
everywhere.
I think some of it, I believe, is going to be like the internet, where it was like it was going to be everything. It was going to change everything. It was going to do everything. And now, we have what we have on the internet, you know what I mean? And so I wonder, even when televisions came out, televisions were going to revolutionize everything. You know what I mean? It was like, this is going to, education, everything is going to just, and it's like, yeah, things, but it seems like it's really, but then who knows what the next thing will be? There'll be another thing
Exactly.
after that, It's,
I
and,
think
and things change and pivot I mean, that's just life. I mean, you think, the assembly line, I mean, what that did,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The changes that wrought and stuff. And then, but the thing is, well, then it brings new jobs, and it's the people who work on assembly lines, and then it's the people, and you have to learn, and wanting things to just stay the same as much as my little Luddite heart would like, people to just read actual books in their hand and that were wrought by authors, pen to page, you know what I mean? No extra stuff helping. And how it's going to be. I mean, we consume so much
yeah.
now.
Well, can your guests sign off for now? It's 10 o'clock my time and I'm tired.
Oh, it
10
is.
o'clock for Jen too.
No, I know. Yeah, you guys. But I feel like this is really good. I feel like this is a really good episode.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing all of that. And
I'll
I mean,
keep
it's
you
very
posted in
interesting.
5 more years.
Well, maybe we'll have you back sometime. We could talk about other
Okay.
things too. I would enjoy that.
Sure.
We'd love to have guests. And
Yes.
so yeah, Joanie Homrich of Smashing Plate Food Styling.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you for being here.
Feel like
But I'm thinking that we can call this done for you. Anyway, I'm thinking of doing a YouTube channel for the videos and doing the podcast as audio, because I know people want
oh,
both. So that way, if they want to see us talking, they can see us talking, and if they just want to listen, like they're in their car or walking,
yes.
they'll have that option.
I
So
wish they had both for Smartless because I would really like to see that because I love all of them
yes,
and their guests.
yes, I remember when they started during COVID. That was
Yeah.
good right out the door.
So good.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for having me.
It
Yeah.
was good to finally talk to you.
You too. It was fun. It's like we're all together. It honestly reminds me of COVID because we would do this
Yes.
with our friends like a happy hour.
Yeah.
We'd all have a glass of wine and we'd cheers to the computer because we couldn't go anywhere. It's terrible. Glad that's over. Okay, I'm not really sure how to leave. I don't.
I'll stop recording because I need to stop anyway. So.
Okay.
That's awesome.
That was episode 5 of the Pivot Happens podcast. If you'd like to speak with us about being on our show, reach out to us at www.pivothappens.com. And we have a form there, and you can pitch an idea to join us and share your pivot story. And remember, you'll be stronger than you know when you
Seriously,
get there.
we are 100% non-qualified unprofessional armchair psychologists. The Pivot Happens podcast is for entertainment purposes only, and is not a substitute for any form of professional mental or physical health care. If you are experiencing any mental health issues, please reach out and find qualified help. If you do not currently have a support system in place, the NAMI helpline provides the one-on-one help and information necessary to tackle tough challenges that you, your family or friends are facing. Call, text or email with the helpline MF, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. 988 crisis service available 24/7. Call 1-800-9506-264. Text NAMI to 62640. In a crisis? Call or text 988.